postseason comes to a pretty abrupt end?
Frustration, I would say, is probably the biggest thing. I don't think we ever played up to our ability in the series, and that's credit to them. They had a good game plan, but I would just say frustrated.
When you think about the biggest challenges of this series that you face in this series, what do you think it was as a team?
I think they just move the ball. They move the ball really well. They have a lot of guys who are versatile, can shoot, can attack closeouts. They got Miles Turner, who also space at the 5, and I think that just caused us a few problems.
Those frustrations, how much of that stems from how great of a regular season you guys had, and obviously how well you were also clicking in the first series against Miami?
Oh yeah, that's I missed the first beginning of the season, but since I got here, we've been a well-knit group. Win, loss, we always stayed together. We always kept positive vibes, and I think that's the thing I probably missed the most from this season, whether we come back with the same team or not.
A lot of talk about composure in these situations. Do you feel like this is a situation where it could be kind of experience is the best teacher in the situation?
I would say so. I think you got to go through things to know your character. I think that builds character. Going through challenging situations, and this is a challenge, something that we obviously didn't want, but I feel like life is always about how you bounce back from things like this.
Why do you think you guys struggled offensively in this series?
I can't say. I think we were getting those same shots that we usually would get, and I don't know whether it was fatigue or just I don't know what it was, but we were missing a lot of those same shots that we were getting during the regular season.
How much did you think that your thumb injury impacted you?
I don't want to make no excuses. Not at all.
How much does a loss like this just serve as motivation for the next year and trying to get to that next level?
Of course, that's the biggest thing. Learning from this, looking yourself in the mirror, seeing where you have to get better personally, and working on whatever you have to work on this summer to come back better for the team.
What do you think the approach then is for the team going into the offseason, knowing that you want to take that next step?
I don't know. I can't really say. But I think, everyone should, like I said, look in the mirror, see what they have to improve on, and, come back better for next year.
You just said you're not going to use it as an excuse, but to see DG and Ev and even Donovan today gutting out, not being 100%, what does that mean to you as a teammate?
It's huge. We only really know what they're going through. The media has their things to say and things like that, but those guys are injured, and we see them every day getting treatment. We see them not practicing and things like that. So, that means a lot to the team, to those best players, to play through those injuries and things like that is huge.
I know it's hard to be reflective so quick off this game, but when you look back at this group this season, what stands out about these guys here in the locker room to you that you'll think of?
Just the togetherness. Like I said, win, lose, we kept the same vibe. It never was a down day, and that's something I really appreciate. And as a team, that's something we could build on and keep carrying into the future.